Hola, ¿cómo estás? ¿Estás bien? ¿Estás más o menos? ¿Estás mal? ¿Estás cansado? ¿Estás enojado? ¿O tienes hambre? Yo estoy bien. Mi barriga está llena y yo estoy contenta. My tummy is full. My belly is full. So yo estoy bien. ¿Qué tiempo hace hoy? ¿Hace buen tiempo o hace mal tiempo? ¿O hace frío? Hoy hace buen tiempo. Nuestro objetivo de aprendizaje es I can apply my knowledge of El Dia de los Muertos to imagine how I might create an ofrenda if I were living in Mexico. So that's our objective. We're going to flip over here. So to get started, hopefully you've noticed that there's no new vocabulary today. So if you haven't, go ahead and just practice the Quizlet and just to familiarize yourself again with the vocabulary. Awesome. Now I want you to answer this question. Imagine that you are in Mexico and that you are opting to, yes, are going, there we go. I guess I need to make it a little bit bigger. Are going to participate in a Dia de los Muertos. Who would you honor with an altar? Remember, we've been talking all week about altares and ofrendas and the fotografías and the flores, the pan de muerto, fruta, comida, objetos especiales, personales, para honrar a una persona difunta que era especial. So that's all we've been talking about this week. So go ahead and write somebody's name here. To get things going, so this is a good question, backing up a little bit, because today at the end of the lesson, you're going to make a virtual ofrenda for somebody special in your life. So go ahead and start thinking about who that special person is and write that person's name here. All right. To get started, to kind of help us think a little bit more about this, we're going to do a virtual a web quest, except that it's not a web quest anymore. Some of the sites weren't working through the Chromebook. They worked on a regular computer, but not through a Chromebook. So I have taken the images from the internet, and now they are part of this homework packet. So if you click on these links, they will take you to these photographs. So there's 1, 2, 3. And so you're going to answer questions about it. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so that we can look at this together. And I'm going to move me out of the way a little bit. So the first one is going to be this picture here. And so the questions that we're going to be asking are, what are 3 different colors of flowers commonly found on an ofrenda de muertos? What are 2 different beverages that might be found on an ofrenda de muertos? Which object is there to provide purification for the soul? Ooh. And what is one typical food found on an ofrenda de muertos? So we're going to look at this together. Awesome. And we're going to make this a little bit bigger. Oh, Control C. We'll do it this way. So we're going to go here. For the first question, had to do with colors. So let's go looking for colors. So I go, I don't know my colors, but that's okay. We're going to do this together. But it was talking about flores, so we're going to find a picture about flores. It talks about flores, but I don't see any colors on that one, so we're going to keep looking. And see. There's a picture of a flores. And we look here, we can see that we have different colors. We have blancas, we have amarillas, and then we have moradas. So blancas is white. Amarillas, this is amarilla right here. And then morada. Morada is this color here. It's purple. So those are three colors. What kind of different beverages might be found in una ofrenda? So beverages. So vamos a ver. Este es una bebida. Es una bebida. Se llama alcohol. Este es popular. Y aquí, dice agua. Agua. Este es agua. So alcohol y agua son bebidas populares. Then the next question was purification of the soul. Purificación. We're looking. Vamos a mirar. ¿Dónde se habla de la purificación del alma? Y dice aquí, plato. This is un plato con sal. Add a T here, and what do you have? You have sal en español. Sal, purificación para que el alma no sea corrompa. So it's la purificación del alma. So la sal. And ¿qué es one typical food found on an ofrenda? Vamos a ver. Comida. Esta es comida. ¿Cómo se llama? Se llama pan de muerto. Es una comida popular. Aquí es otro. Azúcar, chocolate, calaveritas. Es otra comida. Aquí está otra comida típica. Arroz, it's rice. Mole is mole. Calabaza in Tacha, calabaza is pumpkin. Fruta de la temporada, como naranjas, cañas, tejocotes, jícamas, mandarinas. So those are otras frutas or comidas típicas. So that's that one. And then you can look at this on your own too. So we're going to go to the next one. In which months was the festival originally celebrated? So for the next one, we're looking for these questions. In which months was the festival originally celebrated? What is the difference between the celebrations on November 1st and November 2nd? In Spanish, what are the short satirical texts called that are written for Day of the Dead about a living person? And then what is the Spanish word for marigold? The flowers that are believed to attract and guide the dead souls. We've covered this one before, but we'll review it again. So, what's the word for marigold? Vamos a ver. Aquí. So, los meses. Vamos a ver. So, origen de la fiesta. So, etapa prehispánica, Festival de los Muertos para celebrar el final de la cosecha, the harvest, entre julio y agosto. What does agosto look like? And then if you put a Y here at the end, what does julio look like? So no es octubre or noviembre, es julio y agosto. What are the differences? So, ¿qué son las diferencias? Okay, so la celebración. El 1 de noviembre, Día de Todos los Santos, es un recuerdo a los niños. So, niños difuntos, so the dead children. Y el 2 de noviembre, Día de los Fieles Difuntos. So es un recuerdo a los adultos fallecidos. So esto, el 1 es para los niños muertos y el 2 es para los adultos muertos. All right. In Spanish, what are the short satirical texts called that are often written for Day of the Dead about a living person? Do. ¿Dónde está? Lugares típicas, no. We want ofrendas, no. Comida, dulces, no. Lugares, no. Calaveras en verso. So if you put an E at the end, what do you have? And calaveras, this is a calavera. So una calavera en verso. Textos en broma sobre la muerte en forma de verso. So broma is joke. Donde se ridiculiza a cualquier persona viva. So whichever persona viva, ya sean un familiar o un personaje de la política, el espectáculo, las ciencias o el deporte. So, es de una forma circular y líneas en forma de hueso, que significa el ciclo de la vida y la muerte. So aquí se llama, so think name tag, calaveras en verso. All right, and then what is the Spanish word for marigold? So vamos a ver. Flores. Mira, hay dos. Hay el cempasúchil. Eso es. Se llama cempasúchil y se cree que atraen y guían las almas de los muertos. So, and then the flores moradas simbolizan. So look at here. It looks symbol. El luto. Luto is mourning. So this is. So se llaman cempasúchil. All right, so that brings us on to the last infografía. So we're looking for these four things. With which two emotions are Mexicans most likely to see or view death? What percentage of Mexicans surveyed make an ofrenda? And what is the most common amount of money spent creating an ofrenda? For most Americans, why is the day significant? All right, so let's go find this. The first one, with which two emotions are Mexicans most likely to see, view death? Okay. Okay. So, celebración del Día de Muertos, significado, no. Significado, no. That means significance. Gasto, no. Adornos, no. Ponen ofrenda, no. Lo más representativo del día, no. ¿Cómo ven? Ajá, ¿cómo ven? Ven, sí, la muerte. So let's look and see what it is. Como religión, no. ¿Qué número es más grande? Con miedo, no. Con tristeza, no. Con humor, sí. 36.3% de las personas ven a la muerte con humor y otro con respeto. So take away the O and add a C here, and you get R-E-S-E. Respect. That's what you do for me. Anyway, that's an old song. Uh, so con respecto y 31.1% de las personas ven la muerte con respeto. Excelente. All right. What percentage of a Mexican surveyed make an ofrenda? Okay. ¿Quién hace una ofrenda? Ponen ofrenda. Mira, so 600, el 600, el 62.6% dicen sí, sí, yo pongo una ofrenda. El 36.5% dicen no, no pongo ofrenda. Y sí, so la mayoría, 62.6% dicen sí, sí, pongo una ofrenda. The next question. In Spanish, what are the... No, let's go down a little bit further. There we go. What is the most common amount of money spent creating an ofrenda? Gastos. ¿Cuánto gastan las personas? Gastos. Aquí, más de 1,000 pesos. No. 500, 4.5%. No. 500 a 1,000 pesos. El 5%, sí, pero no es mucho, es poco. 300 a 500 pesos, no, más. 24% dicen sí. 100 a 300 pesos, 57, casi 58% dicen sí. So, la mayoría gastan entre 100 y 300 pesos para sus ofrendas. Yeah, that seems like a lot of money, but let me put it in context for you. Pesos to dollars. So 300 pesos is about 14 bucks. And so we're looking at, so between $5 and $15. So 100 a 300 pesos. Last question. For most Mexicans, why is the day significant? ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué? Es significado porque es una tradición. Es una tradición. El 60% dicen es porque es una tradición. 25% dicen que es un retorno de los seres queridos que fallecieron. So it's the return of the loved ones that had passed away. Solamente 5% or 4.7 dicen es una ocasión de descanso, of rest. And then 3.4% dicen es just solamente un día festival. Nada más, just un día festival, kind of like Columbus Day. So 60% dicen que es una tradición, y 50.7% dicen que son fechas para recordar a los muertos. Okay, so it's a day to remember los muertos, the dead. So what's the most representative? Las ofrendas, 15, casi 16%. So pan de muerto, 11%. El culto a la muerte, 4%. No. Anyway, the number's not actually here for La Ofrenda, but it's the most popular. Anyway, that is that. Muy bien. So those are the answers to the questions. And in class, this would have been a great opportunity to discuss it and ask questions, but obviously we can't do that. So if you have anything that you want to say, any questions and follow up to this, just message me or email me, and I would love to respond. So now we've done our investigación. And so now what we're going to do is that vamos a construir una ofrenda. ¡Woohoo! Vamos a hacer una ofrenda. So these are the directions. You're going to illustrate an ofrenda to a deceased loved one or pet. And then you're going to write a description explaining who the person pet was and why each object is on the ofrenda. So there are a couple ways that you can do this. You can decide to draw one. So you can take a piece of paper and then draw what your ofrenda would look like. And then you can email that picture to me, or you can upload it to this document or attach it to the assignment. So that's one way. The other way is that you can take images, and you can go here with images. You can search the web. You can go find images.google.com and create your ofrenda. So I'm going to give you an example of what that might look like. So it could look like this. So tenemos una botella de gaseosa, de Diet Coke, una cruz, una mujer con un bebé, té, y una planta es una flor. And this is the description. My mother was a good person who was so happy to become a grandmother. So see, she's happy here. She's got a baby. Diet Coke, hot red rose tea, and coffee. So Diet Coke, red rose, tea, and coffee were her favorite drinks. As a farmer's daughter, she loved to grow flowers and vegetables. The cross, so this is talking about the plant, and then the cross represents her devotion to her faith. So that's my ofrenda. That's who I would make my ofrenda to. I would make it to my mother. So you're going to come here and you're going to do the same. So you can create your ofrenda here in this box, or if you would prefer, you can draw it out. Either way is fine. And then you're going to type your description here. And so this day, I chose not to have you teach me something or tell me something you learned, but instead, I thought this would be a very appropriate way of finishing out this week. So great learning this week. And so you have finished for the week. And hopefully this was a good change of pace and that you learned a lot about Dia de los Muertos. Excelente. Um, hasta luego. Ciao.